Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I thought I'd talk about cotton today. As you may have noticed, particularly in Australia, cotton's become quite accessible in all of our stores now as an alternative to acrylic and wool yarns, and is something that I think people are wanting to explore more and more with. But if you are a beginner to cotton, it can be a bit overwhelming. There's a lot of different types of threads, brands, all of those sorts of things, and it can be a bit overwhelming to decide which one you might try first. Also, if you want to be assured, if you're a beginner, that you're trying something that you can work with and not blow your money because you've chosen one that's just a bit too difficult, fiddly, maybe you need a really small hook size for it and you're not up to that yet in your journey with crochet or other types of fibre work, then this is the spot. I thought I'd help everybody out because I've tried cotton. I have to say I like it for certain things, horses for courses, as I always say, and it's really, really handy for certain things. Of course, cotton wears well, breathes well, and also is easily washable and all of those sorts of things. So, kicking it off, I must say that this is what you can buy from your Spotlight store. Now, that's a store in Australia that has all sorts of craft and other things in the store. The reason I've chosen Spotlight is not because this is sponsored, it's just because it's really easily accessible to most Australians across the country and a really easy point to start with your cotton journey. You can buy cotton from lots of specialty shops, other craft stores, all of those sorts of things. However, at this time, I won't be doing the cottons from there. As I go on in my travels, if I come across some wonderful ones, then what I might do is do some update videos and share those with you as well. So this is not sponsored, as I said. This is just to help everybody who wants to get into cotton, hasn't tried it before, or is a beginner, or has had a really not very nice start to cotton because maybe they chose one that wasn't helpful to them and they kind of threw it in the corner when I'm not doing that again. So one of my favorite cottons for beginners to work with, this is 100% cotton. This is your Four Seasons Flinders range. Really lovely color range, lots of different colors. I'll just grab another color to show you. So really diverse type of color ranges here that you can buy and mix and match for whatever project you've got in mind. Easy to work with, soft, doesn't split too much, which is really good and very handy when working with cotton, like any type of yarn. Holds together, good ply. It's an 8-ply cotton. So you'll just be using your kind of medium-size hooks, which is also really an advantage if you are a beginner. So Four Seasons, a great one to start. The only downside is they're 50 gram balls. So if you're going to be doing a large project or even a medium project, you're going to probably want a few balls. So just have a think about that when you're deciding on what sort of cotton to use. I haven't seen where they've come in big size balls. Not saying you can't get those online. I just haven't had a look at the moment. So hopefully you can. If you can't, just remember they're 50 gram balls, depending on if you choose this size of cotton. Now, the next size of cotton that I would recommend is a Modavira Cush range. Now, it is actually a blend, so it's not totally 100% cotton. It's actually cotton and acrylic. So it is a little bit different, beautiful and soft, looks very much like cotton. But once again, depending on what you're wanting it for, what your project is as to whether you want to blend or not. However, once again, beautiful type of ply, really soft, quite easy to work with, doesn't split, holds together quite nicely. The only thing is that you just need to be a little bit gentle on it because you might get a tiny bit of pilling if you kind of run it over a lot of surfaces or things like that. But otherwise, a really lovely cotton blend to work with, particularly for a first timer. And as you can see, 100 gram ball, so a lot bigger. You'll get a little bit more bang for your buck potentially as you work with a project, and hopefully we'll need a few less balls, depending on the price. Now, if you're after something that's a little bit more chunky, maybe you're doing some baskets or things like this, quite honestly, I don't mind the Best Value chunky cotton. Nice to work with, very soft, good thickness, does up very nicely into things like baskets and other sort of items like that. You will need a few balls. These are 100 gram balls. However, because they're quite chunky, they may not go necessarily as long as you might want them to. I did find for a bag that I was doing, I had to probably do maybe 3 to 4 for what I would say is probably a small bag, small to medium, to finish that project. So just something to also keep in mind. But yes, for the chunkier, I'll just see if I can pull the thread here. For the chunkier sort of projects, let's just open it up. This might be what you're looking to do. So here is the thickness of this one, and a really nice chunky cotton to use. So I would encourage you to explore with your cottons if you're a beginner in particular, to perhaps have a look at those ranges. I'm sure in other countries you've got similar type of things, similar type of yarn stores that are bigger sort of stores with craft and all of those sorts of things, where you might be able to find very similar things, or potentially similar brands or sister or brother brands that are in your country as well. So I hope that helps. Enjoy, explore your cottons, have a bit of fun, and hopefully that'll keep any frustration level down when you decide to explore with cotton. Thanks for joining me.